I know it's a mess. We just got done playing. Come on. Coming out here to play on a Monday night, and I figured I'll bring the video camera, give you guys one of the quick ones. I got a lot of people asking specifically for a video talking about the slang and talking about the bunkers and things like that on a speedball field. So, yeah, I know it's all different and all that because this is being filmed much later than I filmed the first series, but you guys are going to get a quick overview of what all the bunkers are and what they're commonly called. So we're going to start with this one over here. This is a common can bunker. This is just a regular cylinder, as you can probably see, like that. So it's most commonly called a can. Sometimes it's a beer can, a pop can, whatever, but it looks like a very large can, so obviously it's named that. Okay, this bunker right over here, take a step up this way, this is called a Dorito bunker, and the reason it's called a Dorito bunker is it kind of looks like one of those Dorito chips. Actually, these bunkers came out when the 3D Doritos were out, way back when, so the name just kind of stuck. Now, I call them pyramids sometimes. This is kind of one thing you're going to find out almost everywhere that you go, is that all of the bunkers are named different things depending on where you go. But pretty universally, this is called a Dorito. Commonly, this is called a home plate or a taco bunker because of the shape. This is a fairly low bunker. This is maybe about, it's a little bit like maybe 5 feet at the tip right over here. This is one of the lower ones. Commonly, this is put like in the middle someplace, or in this case, it's actually put on about midfield. Around here, we call this one an Aztec bunker. It's kind of a bricky kind of a thing. It's four-sided, and it's got this irregular shape to it. Again, it's relatively short. I'm a tall guy, keep in mind, so this is maybe about maybe 5.5, 6 foot tall, kind of on the upside here. Again, this is usually put someplace in the middle like that, but depending on where you go, that's what they call it. We call it a pan Aztec. Now, sometimes they will combine different bunkers and they'll create something else entirely here. Here you go. I'll line it up. There you go. This is a snake bunker. Typically, snake bunkers are almost always against the sidelines like this, and this is kind of the crawler's haven. A little bit later on in the series, you're going to see me talking about snake bunkers in entirety, but you'll notice that the snake bunker is broken up into 3 sections here. You've got one of these Aztecs, a lay down, another Aztec, a lay down, and another Aztec. Now, depending on where you go, they might actually have slang terms for each one of these things. I've heard them called knuckles before. Tonight they were calling it snake 1, snake 2, and snake 3, depending on where people were. So this is just more of the lingo that you pick up as you go along. Almost every one of these speedball fields are going to have a centerpiece, much like this one over here. This centerpiece is actually built out of 3 different bunkers, 2 cans and a small brick. But centerpiece bunkers can be the large X's. They can be different types of structures or things like that. They almost always have a centerpiece bunker. Sort of basically to break up the line, so that from right off the bat you can't just shoot from one side to the other. You have to actually navigate around something like this. And you guys are going to walk with me on this one here. Now I want to talk to you guys about one other slang term that you're going to hear a lot. I kind of alluded to this in the show itself. But when you hear people talk like yard numbers, they just use numbers like he's at the 50, he's at the 50. Well, what they're referring to is the center of the field. Try to imagine a paintball field like a football field. So you have the 50-yard line is right in the center over here. I'm going to walk backwards with you guys and hope I don't trip over something. Okay, good. The next layer of bunkers, depending on where it is, this can be about the 45 or the 30, maybe the 35, somewhere around those lines. In this case, it might be closer to the 20-yard line, maybe the 25. And the back row, which is all the way back here, that would be maybe like the 5 or the 10, although if you just, when you get down to the back row, don't bother with the yard markers, just say he's at the back center or he's at the back corner. And of course, you got the start box way back over here, and this is where you start the game. Usually you got to have, the way we do it here is that you put your gun into the net and they give you a 5-second countdown. If you have any doubt about when actually to start here, because some of the places go with the tournament, you know, we're going to go in 5 seconds, a 5-second silent count or something like that. If you have any questions about that, talk to the referee before the game begins, and he'll get you set up. So those are the basics. Now, you're probably going to hear a bunch of other names being used for some of the bunkers that are not here, but you know, it's things like car washes, things like that. If there's any doubt, if somebody says something that they're going to a specific bunker, just kind of ask, which one is that? You know, they might look at you like, noob, but they'll get over it, trust me. But other than that, we're going to continue the series with our regularly scheduled video next time. I got to pack up and get out of here. It's really late at night and they want to go home.